It'll be something that we said or did, but let's talk about something somebody else said this time, and it's Damian Woody. And we've been having the conversation, and if you remember last week while Aaron was out, I said I thought a lot of the Baker Mayfield conversation was overblown. We played the audio of Baker getting kind of annoyed when Jenna said, hey, has anybody suggested that you protect yourself while you wait for a new contract? And he's like, yeah, I've started every game for 3 years. That should never be a question. And I made the argument that with or without a new contract, Baker Mayfield is going to be the same guy. Baker Mayfield's going to be the same guy, right? And I've also made the argument that I would wait this season and then negotiate his contract after the year based on what we see this season. It would be his 4th year as the Buccaneers quarterback. I think it's been a little bit up and down through the first 3 years. Year 2 was damn near elite. You might even say it was elite. Year 1 and 3, not so much. Not so much. So
moments, though, of eliteness.
If he's had moments, but he's also had moments of that guy's not elite, and that guy maybe shouldn't be one of the top-paid quarterbacks in football, right? So I like the idea of keeping Baker around, but I also like the idea of letting the season play out and then decide how long do I want to give him, how much money do I want to give him, what is he actually worth to this organization. But if you listen to Damian Woody from ESPN, he thinks people like me who believe that, he thinks the Buccaneers, if they wait, he thinks they could be playing with fire.
I think the Bucs are playing a dangerous game here. I really do. Because when I look at this offense, the Bucs have some really high-level talent on offense. Baker Mayfield goes out this year and tears it up, boy, that could come back to me to haunt the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year.
That's been the discussion. You and I have had this debate on the show before, and I've been on Damian Woody's side of this debate of we could really – playing with fire is the term I use. You're playing with fire. You're letting this thing play out where we've seen an elite Baker. You even said it yourself. So if you go by the pattern, one off, one on, one off, this is the one on. If you believe in that thing.
Well, yeah, if you think it's an every other year kind of thing.
Which now I don't. I'm just kidding on that front. But I believe in Baker Mayfield, right? I don't think it's one of those things. I think are the guys in front of him healthy, up front? Is the run game moving? Is the offensive coordinator in cahoots and
is he qualified?
Right, working well with the quarterback and the offense. So I do agree with Damian Woody in this, where if you believe in Baker like I do, you're probably in my camp of what are we waiting for? That price tag's going to only go up, and it's going to hurt filling out the rest of this team.
I think you're playing with fire both ways, right? Because if you give him a massive contract extension right now, for instance, and then the year goes poorly, and he looks like he did last year, all of a sudden you're like, did we make the wrong move? And oh, by the way, maybe we're firing our head coach, and we're bringing in a new head coach who might want to go a new direction at quarterback. He might want his guy. And it's interesting, Aaron, I kind of wish you had been here for the conversation I had last week while you were out. I think it was on Friday. It was one of the days that nobody else was here. And I was pretty shocked by the reply. I asked people, and I made the point that if things go poorly this year and you fire Todd Bowles, a new coach could want his guy at quarterback, whether it's a draft pick or somebody he wants to bring along, whatever it is, he might have his guy that he wants at quarterback. He might not want to move forward with Baker Mayfield. And I asked people if you knew in 2027 it couldn't be either or. It couldn't be keep Baker and fire Todd. It was either they're both gone or they're both back. Would you choose going another run with Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield, or would you rather a whole new coach and a whole new quarterback? And I was shocked at how many people were like, I'm ready to move on from both. I was very surprised.
I'm not, because there's so many people in the anti-Todd Bowles camp that their hatred for Todd Bowles as a coach,
But there are people like John B. who texted in and said, I've seen enough from both of them.
And there's where I think Baker has shown flashes. So if you're not fully convinced on Baker, even, not fully sold, and you hate Todd Bowles, you're going to be one of those people that's like, yeah, all right, let's get rid of both of them. Let's try something else out. I'm not that guy. Like, it is very hard. Bucs fans, you've all been there where there's no hope at the quarterback position. Have we forgotten? Has it really been that long from right before Tom Brady?
2020.
Like, literally. Up until 2020, where have you ever, as a Bucs fan, felt confident that your quarterback is going to be your stabilizer? Right now,
I'll give you an example of how bad it was. I remember, here's how bad it was at quarterback for a long time for the Buccaneers. I remember people telling me, like, this is it. We got the guy, Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia. And by the way, Jeff had some good years in the NFL.
so did Mike Glennon.
But Jeff Garcia was significantly better.
No,
than
Jeff
Mike Glennon.
Garcia in San Francisco, like even before
he's
the
way
Bucs,
better than Mike Glennon.
Absolutely, I kid, but he wasn't. He
wasn't it when he
it
came
wasn't
here.
it. But that was a guy who was like, I was like, okay, this is kind of a dependable quarterback, like the Jeff Garcia days.
But that's it. That's it right there. Ooh, hey, kind of a dependable quarterback. Like that was exciting for Buccaneer fans. Kind of a dependable quarterback. That's how bad it was.
And it's been bad. You can make the argument that talent-wise, production-wise, maybe not enough time, but still he's getting there. But you can make an argument that talent-wise and production-wise, second best quarterback in the history of the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
After Tom Brady, of course.
So yeah, exactly. I would agree with that. But I still think, listen, if he has a so-so year, and he costs the team some games with some penalties, with some mistakes and turnovers and that sort of thing, like you can say to him, hey, 3 out of 4 years it's been good but not great, and we want to pay you like you're good but not great. 3 out of 4 years. Like that to me is a hell of an argument on why you can save yourself some money if you wait till after the year.
Bucs fans would have given up so much just for good out of the quarterback. Just for good. But then we get to 2020, we get Tom, and now we are full of riches. We have won the lottery, and we forget what it was like when our pockets were empty. That's where we're at right now. You all forget when all you had was lint in your pockets.
Yeah.
And a single dime.
Listen, a lot of when it comes to being a fan, a lot of Bucs fans felt very broke at the end of last year. They felt very broke at the end of last year.
If not Baker, who? Who? Even on the radar, future free agents, guys that are in college, it could be in the draft. Who?
I mean, listen, that's not an easy question to answer, right? Like there were people texting in like tank for Arch Manning. This, even if you believed in Arch, which I don't think he's shown enough to say, hey, that's the guy I need to have as my franchise quarterback if I'm an NFL team. Even if he was that guy, even if I'm like Arch Manning is going to be Peyton Manning, I don't believe the Buccaneers can do enough to suck bad enough to get the first pick in the draft. Like they're going to be an okay football team either way.
Correct.
Like
So you better look at a free agent, and there are not many of those quarterbacks available. And if there are, and you want a good one, you're going to have to pay money for him. So why not just deal with Baker?
Well, see, but that's if he's not the guy.
I believe he is.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Right, but I still think 2 out of 3 years he's been good but not great. And if he's done that 3 out of 4 years at the end of this season, I want to pay him very differently. Doesn't mean I need to move on, but I'm going to pay him very differently if he's proven 3 out of 4 years that he's good but not great. So that's the way that I would